Coming to you live from her queen size bed, this is Angel with Midnight Musing.
Soundstripe.
Are you a voiced memo type of person? Like, I love sending a good old audio message to my friends with a quickness. Okay. If you down, like the way life is set up for me, if you want me to text you back, it's gonna have to be an audio form, okay? Shout out to Android for go ahead and doing whatever little update, and Apple doing whatever little update they did so that we can easily, with one click of a button, send a quick audio message to the Android users, okay? Shout out to y'all. Well, is that you, or do you like to type that thing out? If you want a response from me, I'm gonna have to auto message that thing out. If you want a quick one anyway, I'm gonna respond, but it's just easier for me to talk out. I will overthink words quickly. And I don't know what that's about. I'm sure I'll find out one day. Nonetheless, I love audio messages. I send audio messages to other people as well as myself. As I was just listening to a voice memo that I did in December of last year. And sometimes I will record motivational messages to myself. Do you do that? I love affirmations. I love quotes. And because I'm working on writing more, it's still easier for me to just, do a quick memo. And so from time to time, I'll listen back to her memos. And if I can't journal, I'll talk some stuff out on an audio message that also helps me to process things. So it's not just stuck in my head. It's actually out on paper where I can see it and kind of leave it there sometimes. So I was listening to a voice memo from December of last year, and I was just telling myself to not focus on what's going on around me. Just focus on taking another jump, taking another leap of faith, regardless of if I see the safety net or not. Make the jump. Make the jump. Just go for it. And I'm so grateful for that message, not knowing that I would need it 3 months from now. I knew I would need it, right? I would need it again before it to be conveniently there when I do need it. I'm glad it is. I'm glad it's there. I'm glad I shared it. It's got me motivated and ready to go again. And that is how it should be. What intentional messages are you leaving yourself? Do you have sticky notes with affirmations around your house? Do you have books that remind you to read and to pour into yourself? Are you taking intentional self-care days? What do you have around you? Do you have voice notes in your phone? Do you have daily reminders on your calendar to take a breather, to take a walk, to bask in the sun? What do you have around you that can serve as a reminder or can serve as motivation in times where you're just not motivated? It's just not there. When I work with my podcasting clients, I've always reminded them, and I always say to them, the content you put out should motivate you first. It should encourage you first. You should learn something from it first. If you don't learn anything, if it doesn't encourage you, if it doesn't motivate you or whatever specific content that is, if it doesn't move you, do it again. Record it again And this is not to promote perfectionism. This is to promote intentionality. This is to promote legacy work. I can go back and listen to my podcast episodes and be encouraged or be motivated or be moved to action in some kind of way. That's the type of content I desire to put out. If it does not reach anybody or if it does not impact somebody else, guess what? It impacted me. It did something for me. So whether you're deciding to be a content creator or an influencer or a brand, build your brand or show up more online, what are the things around you that motivate you? What are you doing to motivate you? What are you doing to remind you of your why? And everybody's why is different. I used to put Post-it notes and stuff up around my home. But then sometimes they fall down. Then I got kids that like to take stuff down. And, that wasn't as effective for me. Now, artwork is. So I have a few pieces that I've had for a while with words or just art. Especially, oh, y'all, so this is a whole tangent. So I finally finished my vision pages. I got the idea from one of my really, really good friends a couple of years ago. That instead of doing a big vision board, I can do vision pages. And I was also recommended to me to do like a digital page. I still like Kindle. I still like to be able to touch it. And I still love the process of going through the magazines and finding specific pictures and stuff. I still love that. So it was good for me. Maybe I'll post about it. If you want to see it, let me know. Nonetheless, those are up and they serve as reminders for me. They serve as motivation for me because sometimes what's around you don't necessarily look like what you see or what you want to see. Huh? Come on, somebody. You envision your life a lot different. Okay? And some of us might be where we want to be. And that is beautiful. Now dream again. But if you dreaming and what you see is not what you see, then baby, it is to place around us intentional reminders, intentional motivation, to keep us encouraged, to remind us of where we're going and who we will be, to remind us to work on us so that we can be the people who can handle what we want. I'm learning a whole lot in this current season of, you know what? I think it's pretty good that some stuff ain't happy yet, some stuff ain't popped off yet because, girlfriend, you might lose it or you might squander it or you might not be able to handle it. It might be too much for you. Yeah, you want the millions, but can you manage? Can you manage the couple thousand? Or can you manage the couple hundred? Like this is a real question. This is like real life. Yeah, you want the marriage, but can you handle being a wife? Can you handle being a husband? Can you handle being a CEO? Yeah, you want the business, but can you handle that? Are you willing to do the work to become the person who manages and stores those things well? Because it ain't just getting it. Now you got to maintain it. And then when you maintain, some point you want to grow. Because what you see then, it's going to get a little old. You want to evolve. But on the journey there, we won't always feel like doing it. Sometimes we'll want to give up. Sometimes we will question the season. We will question the space that we're in. So that's why it's so important that we place intentional reminders around us to remind us of the vision, to remind us of our dream, to remind us that there's still more to life than what we see right now. So, Bhutan, be encouraged. Know that there is more to life than what you see right now. Keep doing the work. Do the work to grow and evolve. And so what if somebody else don't like? They ain't gotta live your life. They gotta live their own life. If you want to sit over there and not grow and have a pity party and blame everybody else for where you are, hey, you do that over there. We ain't finna sit here and whine and fuss and blame everybody else. We're gonna be intentional. We're gonna do what we gotta do. And if that means being uncomfortable at times, then so be it. So I've created a prayer journal, and the way that it's helped me to clear all of the gook out of my mind. So when I go to pray, I'm not overwhelmed with all these other thoughts and other things that I need to do, or all of the other things that haven't been done, or all of the questions and the thoughts. It helps me to just clear the deck and get everything out of the way, so that not only can I go to God and be intentional with my prayers and writing them out, but also I can be intentional about listening to see what God says. So if you would like to grab a copy, I highly encourage that you grab a copy. Nonetheless, you all be encouraged, and thank you for tuning in to Midnight Musing. I love y'all. Peace.
Soundstripe.